And welcome back to the Arc Arena. It's the second game of our Baruch doubleheader, non-conference action. This time the men will welcome the Falcons of Albertus Magnus College. If you're just joining us and missed out on the women's game, the women fell 70-54 to the Gators of Notre Dame, Maryland. And we are moments away from tip-off here in the second game of our doubleheader, joined by John Nevis. I'm David Just. And John, good matchup here. Albertus Magnus coming in, winners of 5 in a row. Baruch trying to win 3 in a row, so a couple winning streaks on the line today.
First off, let me say hello. Great to be here. I want to say hello to our good friend Joel Stolzer, who's down in Miami on some personal business. He wasn't able to be here today. So, Joe, we miss you. I'm sure you're enjoying the warm weather while we get ready for a snowstorm tonight. But, yeah, this is a great game, non-conference game, although Albertus Magnus is an associate member in tennis. But everything else, of course, they're with the very good competitive GNAC conference. This is a good game on SantaCon Day in New York. David, are you wearing?
No, I got my green on, but no.
You got your green. Okay, I'm just wearing my black sweater here.
So let's turn it over now to Marty Collins for your starting lineups.
Pulls the scoreboard and puts the graphics into the thing.
I see.
All AI.
Gotcha.
It's scary, I know, but
They're going to get rid of us sooner.
So we are moments away from tip-off between Albertus Magnus and your Baruch College Bearcats. Baruch going with the same starting 5 they did last time. Luke Reese back into the lineup, third straight game. It'll be Albertus Magnus in their road blacks, white numbers, dark blue trim. Baruch in their traditional home whites, light numbers, dark blue trim as well. It's going to be Adebayo and Earl to check it, toss it up here at center court.
Yeah, this is the last game before the final exam and holiday break, and it's important that you finish strong and you're playing well, because now you're going to go through like 2 to 3 weeks. You know, the next time they basically play will be out at the DeSales tournament, and right off the bat, they score.
And both teams riding winning streaks, John, to your point, trying to keep that going into finals week before they replay towards the end of the year. As Baruch trying to stretch it to 3 games after winning their first CUNYAC games against Hunter and Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers game here on Tuesday night. And Albertus Magnus going for a 6-game winning streak here at the Arc Arena. Have the tall task of facing the Bearcats as Adebayo drives right into the lane. And the seat part, and he's able to finish with the right hand.
Yeah, Adebayo is a transfer. He spent a year at NYU, played on their championship team that finished runner-up to Trinity, who, by the way, we will be playing here on January the 3rd. We'll be very proud to have the national champions on their court and looking to give them a really tough contest. And then he also played for several years with Princeton, Division I. I believe he even went to the NCAA tournament. So he is a very high-level player, and I think you'll notice that today.
as the jumper there, way too strong. And it'll be Gordon now into the front court. Has Ford out on him. Coppin, near side pass to Reese, wide open, can't leave him open. Doesn't make him pay this time. However, Gordon runs down the long rebound, gives it back to DeBreeze on the near side baseline. Looking for options, has the cutter, and Reese wide open once again. And just like that, Coach Oliver wants to talk things over. Can't be happy with what he's been seeing. Some easy baskets from the Bearcats on those first two possessions.
Like any basketball coach, he has a game plan. He tells the players what to watch out for. And it looks like in the early minutes, the way first off, great passing by the Bearcats. It should really be about what they were able to do. But at the same time, there's obviously some letdown here. And you could tell that he's not very happy with that. And he's going to try to get it corrected at the timeout. But if you're Tamer, I think you got to be happy with the start. And there's going to be a lot of basketball. We're going to have lots of ups and downs this afternoon. We're a fairly young team when you think about it. I mean, we've got, a sophomore, junior, sophomore, and Adebayo is a graduate senior. So we have a very young team, and you want to see how they're going to respond today.
To your point, Coach Fareed has to be happy with the start the Bearcats have. A little lackadaisical on defense. However, Albertus Magnus throws it away, and it'll go back to Baruch. Probably not what they drew up coming out of that timeout. They had the look. It's unable to corral the pass, and fortunate for the Bearcats. Now the Falcons setting up in the full court press. Gordon now into the lane, steps through, and is able to finish off the glass. Nice play there by Jack Gordon, stepping through two defenders, maybe even going through some contact and finishing at the basket.
Jack Gordon is 6'6". He can play with the ball, he can play in the paint, and that's very valuable, and travel.
They're going to catch Ford there on the travel, so it'll go back to the Bearcats. They lead by 4, coming in on 2 minutes gone here in the first half. Quick start for Baruch.
Yeah, very interesting. Their 6'11" kid, their 13, Earl, is kind of the first player that the Bearcats are meeting when they try to move up the court.
And Adebayo may have gone away with a travel either way. Inside now to Coppin, who finishes at the rim through the contact. So now it's Daniels on the far side. Gives it over to the center, Earl. Kind of a stretch 5 player is Earl. Is now Ford over to Earl up top. Earl's going to step into a 3. High arcing shot. Way too strong. Daniels at 5'9", battling underneath for the rebound. And then the foul there is going to be against Daniels, so it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
It's so important to start the game with a big run. One, because you put the other team on the defensive, and two, you just, you want to start to feel good. You're on your home court, and you want to play as good as you can. You got to start off well. See what they do here.
So now Reese spins away from Daniels, gives it over to Adebayo near side. Daniels out on him. They're going to say Adebayo stepped on the end line, and it's going to go back to Albertus Magnus.
Yeah, Adebayo's not happy, mostly because the ref that made the call wasn't the ref that was standing in front of the line. It was the ref sort of a little bit further up.
Now Daniels right into the lane. Ball's loose on the floor. However, it's Hinnant who able to come away with it. Ball swung around the perimeter now. Ball's tipped. I think it was Adebayo, maybe even DeBreeze getting a hand on it. Mid-range jumper by Kirkland, no good. Hinnant fighting for the rebound underneath. And the refs really letting both teams play there. I think we saw Gordon kind of fight through some contact and Coppin on the offensive end for Baruch, and on that possession there for Hinnant fighting through some contact from the Bearcats.
Well, Hinnant used a lot of his strength to make that happen. I mean, he really had to use some power on that one.
Hinnant, the 6'7" senior from Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Nice place up there.
Very local team, mostly New York, Connecticut. Only one player from really out of the tri-state area. As now Reese going baseline. He's quickly doubled though, kind of put himself into a tough spot, and he's a bit frustrated as it goes back to the Falcons. So Reese picks up Daniels here on the Bearcat symbol. Switch. No one goes with Earl, though. Earl pump fake, goes past Reese into the lane. Earl, shot too strong, no good, but he'll go to the line as he's fouled, and we'll see our first free throws of the afternoon.
Boy, I'll tell you, the big guy, he can handle the ball, he could shoot. It's a very exciting player to have on your roster. But so far, the Bearcats have managed to, he's shown some skill, but so far, not too much damage on the scoreboard. Let's hope it stays that way, but we'll see with these free throws. Bearcats about to make 3 substitutions.
And Earl knocks down the first. Yeah, John, to your point, 6'11", but really playing that stretch 5 position, which you see so much in the league nowadays when you think of like the premier centers in basketball.
I will tell you this, as someone who's, I work at a Division III school, I've seen my fair share of games. There's not a lot of 6'11" kids in Division III. There really isn't. That's a big find for Albertus Magnus.
Local kids, too, from Hamden, Connecticut.
I believe Albertus Magnus is next door to Yale. Nice little area up there.
New Haven, yep.
New Haven, Connecticut.
So Bailey, Hare, and Idea into the game for the Bearcats. Crossover move by Coppin. Coppin into the lane. A little bit of a wild shot, though.
Yeah.
Hit it, pulls down the rebound. And now it's Earl the other way, a ball-handling 6'11" guy. As Ford, hop step, Daniels now, Bailey out on him. Daniels crossover here on the near side. Pull-up jumper, that's going to be a 2 if it goes. It doesn't, off the near side rim. However, Earl, of course, the first one there. Ooh, he might have gotten away with the travel. Push pass inside to Kirkland, who's able to get that shot to go.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. You start to see calls like that. I can tell you the Brook bench will speak up.
And Hare loses the ball. I think it was Kirkland on the steal. Up ahead to Daniels for the wide-open layup. And a little bit of a run here to answer Baruch's quick start. It's 8 in a row. The Falcons lead 10-8. Coming in on 5 minutes gone. Baruch almost a bit lackadaisical there, almost turning it over on the far side.
Sometimes when people are running plays, they make the pass for the sake of making the pass, but they got to do a better job of just realizing, is it a good pass if the player is too close? That's the other thing I've learned about Division III is a lot of the really good teams have very good basketball IQ. Sometimes you want to play that can score 20 points a game, but you know what? If you got to play that can score 15 points a game and has good basketball IQ, in the long run, they're going to do better for you.
And just like that, almost on cue there, John, Baruch almost turned it over, trying to force a pass.
Yeah, that's that. You see it all the time because they call a play, they call a run, and sometimes you just got to realize it's not going to work and pull it back out or get a little creative.
Right, don't make the pass for the sake of the play being run.
Yeah.
So Baruch will have 15 to shoot. It'll be Dubreeze to inbound on the far side. Idea now on the far side corner. He'll dribble up, comes all the way around. Had Hinton out on him. Earl covering Gordon. Tough task here for Gordon. Ooh, nice step move through. Can't finish, though. And coming the other way is Kirkland. Kirkland going against Bailey. Hop step into the lane. Kirkland shot, high arcing, off the rim a couple times. No good. Dubreeze is the one that comes away with the rebound, fighting against Hinnett underneath. And Dubreeze now into the front court. Takes the pick from Idea. Nice pick there. Now Gordon inside. Can't hit. Rebounded there by Earl. And it's going to be a long day, especially with Earl inside trying to fight for the glass.
That's the advantage to having a 6'11" kid in that situation.
And an and one underneath for Daniels as he just went very quick player, straight to the basket and able to finish through the contact. And that's the first foul on Dubreeze, team second here with 5.5 gone in the first. Adebayo and Sun into the game. Sun and both Hare really impressive as freshman guards so far on the young season. And Daniels can't hit on the free throw to make it a 3-point play. The lead's 4 for Albertus Magnus. Into the lane is Gordon. He's looking for options. Ooh, double team and hit it off his feet. And that'll send Gordon to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Jack does a very good job. He's kind of got like that ability because of his height to make that extra move, that extra shot, and he drew the foul that time. He's very good at that.
He's almost like a true 3, but plays the 4 because it's because of his size.
Yeah. Yeah, he watched from the bench his freshman year. Last year was his coming out party, and he had some really great games, and he's definitely one of our team leaders. Had a great career in high school.
Adebayo, offensive glass, cleans it up and puts it back in. It's a 1-point game, a nice 3-point possession there for the Bearcats. So now Daniels almost loses it off his hip. Mid-range jumper, silky, as he finishes over the outstretched arms of Hare.
Yeah, Tazon Daniels from New Haven, hometown. Kid that time with the big basket to keep it 3 points ahead. So Jack's going to look to do another one-on-one.
Going again, working against Hinnett. Bounce pass on the far side. It's Adebayo. He has the tough task of trying to get past Earl. Earl pushes him out. Gordon now, far side three over the outstretched arm.
Nice.
To hit it. 4-point play opportunity. A big three on the far side by Jack Gordon. And he's hyped up as he should be. That ties the game at 14. And he has the opportunity for a 4-point play.
A rare 4-point play.
And Reese checking back in for Hare. And for the first time tonight, we'll see Roderick Pearson for the Falcons.
Yeah, and then what the Bearcats are also going to have to do is they're going to have to knock down some of those threes because you can't be expected to do a lot of one-on-one with the height advantage that Albertus Magnus has. So you're going to have to loosen it up a bit, especially in the paint, and bring those players out a little bit more to the three-point line.
Top of that, Hinnett coming in at 6'7" as Gordon knocks down the free throw. Spakowski on the bench, also 6'7", and if Taj Hunter comes into the game, or Taj Hunter, I should say, he's also 6'7", so definitely going to throw waves of bigs at you. Are the Falcons as the mid-range jumper Daniels once again gets it to go. He has a silky game from that mid-range.
Bearcats are going to have to pay attention to him because he's hit 2 big shots here in the last 2 minutes. You don't want him to catch fire.
And a steal there coming the other way. Daniels able to chase that down. Finds the cutter in Roderick Pearson, and he's able to throw it down. And Coach Freed wants to talk it over as he can't like the last few minutes of action. A quick 4-0 run for the Falcons after that 4-point play by Jack Gordon.
Yeah, the Bearcats, I think if we've seen anything so far in the first 7 minutes of the game is ball control. Gotta make sure that they make the right passes. Got to keep the turnovers to a minimum because, again, and I really believe this is going to be the big deal. We got to hit our threes. We got to hit our long-range shots because they are much taller. They're going to probably be dunking a lot this game, and we got to hit the shots like Jack did. We're not going to hit a lot of four-point plays this game. I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen.
Probably this season, let alone this game.
Yes.
And to your point, Baruch already having 4 turnovers. And you can almost argue that we almost gave away a couple extra on the far side when we were trying to run set plays, as we see Nicholas Lamb checking into the game for the first time tonight for the Bearcats. Both teams breaking the huddle. Exactly 7 minutes gone here in the first half. Baruch trail 18-15 in a eventful, high-scoring end-to-end game here so far.
Yeah, this is a good non-conference game to end the semester break. They play in the GNAC, which I was on the United States Basketball Writers Committee, so they were one of the conferences that I was always paying attention to. And they got a lot of scoring teams in that league. They score a lot of points. At least that was the case up until about 2 years ago.
As Adebayo gets called for the travel, unforced error there. Entry pass, easy find underneath. Ray Ford wide open and able to lay it in at the basket. Adebayo now to Lamb, wide open near side. Ooh, around and out. Went halfway down, couldn't get it to drop.
Yeah, it just kind of rolled in and out. You can see the spin on that.
And Daniels almost left the ball behind there. Pull-up jumper by Kirkland, long, no good. Reese able to soar for the rebound over Hinnett. Now Reese is here on the near side. Let's see which way it's going. And it's going to stay right there with the Bearcats.
Yeah, so their 6'11" kid takes a seat. Let's see if that frees it up a little bit more for us in the paint.
And checking into the game is Nate Charlotte, the sophomore guard. So a bit of a smaller lineup for the for the Falcons as Gordon hits a 3 right off the inbounds. He's having a strong game so far. He's now got 10 of the Bearcats' first 18. And that's going to be a travel there on Kirkland, so it'll go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Jack was listed as one of the CUNYAC players to watch for the 2025-2026 season. And not only did he hit that three, but it was nothing but net. And that just shows you that today he could be on fire, so we need that.
10 points in 7 minutes. He's perfect from downtown, 2 of 2. He's already hit a couple of free throws. He thinks about the shot there. Instead, steps into the lane, looking for options. Bounce pass. Nice find to Adebayo. No, they're going to call it travel. That is, I did not see that one there, and it's going to go back to the Falcons.
Yeah, the bench was not happy. Fareed having a word. But, hell, it is what it is. Get back on D.
There's a three there by Kirkland, no good. However, he's able to chase down his own rebound. It's near side to Ford. Ford steps into a straight-on three, and he gets that one to go. So a 5-point swing there for the Bearcats on the travel call by Adebayo, and then the three there by Ford. Sun on the far side. Spin move into the lane. Floater, and he gets it to go. Brandon Sun, an opportunity for a three-point play. Hits the deck hard, able to finish with a high arcing shot in the lane.
I want to be like Marv Albert, and it counts.
So we spoke about it before, the size, as we see Hunter check into the game. And the 5'8" DJ Victory, number 2, is also into the ball game. So Daniels comes to the bench and has a seat. Oh, no, check that. He's actually playing with Daniels. So, a bit, like I said, a little bit of a small lineup when you have Victory, Daniels, and Charlotte all 6'1" and under on the floor. Hunter turns, hands off there to Ford. Ford pull-up jumper, shot no good. Adebayo tips out the rebound to himself, and he'll push the tempo here, going left to right. Looking for options, hands off to Hare. Hare over to Gordon. Gordon to Adebayo near side, working on Charlotte. Adebayo into a double team, finds Hare underneath. Up to Sun, straight on, southpaw three. That's going to be way short. Barely grazes iron as Victory comes down with the rebound. 5'8" guard, shortest player on the court, able to pull down that rebound. Now Ford into the lane, almost leaves it behind. Bounce pass, that's stolen by Cole Bailey. Bailey the other way, up ahead to Hare. Hare into the lane and finishes through the contact. We're tied at 23.
That is not an easy basket because you got to make contact and you got to still make the play, and he did that. Great play by the kid from Toronto.
And there's also a chance that you have some people chasing you down from behind. And the foul there is going to be on Jack Gordon. That's going to be his first of the afternoon. Coppin and DeBreeze into the game. Sun and Bailey will come to the bench, and it'll be Victory to inbound underneath for the Falcons. We're exactly 10 minutes gone here in the first. Ball quickly swung around the perimeter. Charlotte over to Ford. Ford jab step into the lane. Mid-range jumper, and they're going to call that a three. Check that. He stepped back out. And it'll be 26-23.
Yeah, that you got to give him his credit. He did it with the hand in his face, too.
And now Coppin, who just came back into the ball game. DeBreeze, he gets his pocket picked. I think it was Daniels in there. Daniels now ahead of the pack, and he's able to lay it in. And just like that, a quick 5-0 run extends the lead to 5, 28-23. Daniels' strong start to his game as he's 4 or 5 from the field, 8 points in 10 minutes of action. And Gordon gives it back to Hare. Victory was trying to think about intercepting that and going the other way. However, Hare now to Adebayo. Adebayo puts it on the floor, right into the lane. Floater, can't get that one to go. Coppin rips away the rebound. And they're going to call a jump ball. And that'll stay with the Bearcats, as Coppin was wrestling with it underneath.
Yeah, anytime you have a situation where you have two players fighting for the ball, they're going to call that jump ball right away because you don't want it to get a little bit more heated than it is with two people trying to grab a ball.
I hear you there. I just thought the whistle was just a bit early. It looked like Coppin was wrestling it away, and there was I didn't think there was a clear time where both teams had hands on the ball. Either way, it's Bearcat basketball after the foul there. That foul there was on Victory, his first. Inbound to Gordon. Gordon thinks about the shot, gives it off to Hare now on the near side. Adebayo wants it in the block. Instead, Hare throws it right into the waiting hands of Ford, who throws it down with the left hand.
Bearcats need to take a deep breath. This is where they need a good play here.
Hare finds Coppin underneath,
Nice
who
play.
lays it
There
in.
you go. Got to respond quickly like that with something positivity, and they did that.
Hare drawing the double team on the drive, finding the wide open Coppin on the backside. Daniels now steps out 3, and he gets that one to go. Coming off a quick screen, and Daniels stays hot.
Well, the other thing that you notice about Albertus is they've hit some long-range shots. It's not like they're scoring everything in the paint with the size. They hit some big shots from long range.
3 of 6 from downtown so far as Gordon pulls the 3. He gets fouled here on the near side. And the foul there is going to be on Ford, and that'll send Gordon to the line to shoot 3. So an opportunity to answer right away from the 3 made moments ago from Daniels.
Yeah, Mitch Oliver, the coach of Albertus, he's just looking at his players, and he just can't believe it that, they all know that this kid can shoot the 3, and he's got to do a better job of not fouling him. But fortunately for us, he did, and we really need those 2 points.
And he's off on the first.
That's a coach's worst frustrations when you tell your team, don't do this, do this instead, and players don't listen. Again, it all comes down to what I've always said, basketball IQ.
And he gets the second one to fall through. Jack Gordon, a 79% free throw shooter on the season, as Earl back into the ball game. And Gordon can't hit the second.
Lane violation of the Falcons. Gordon gets 1 more.
Yeah. That's
So a lane violation, so Jack Gordon will have a chance to redo that miss. Seen a lot of that. We saw a few of those last game as well against Medgar Evers. And Gordon knocks it down.
I think the last few years that's kind of a little sloppy with the teams. And they want to cut that down a little bit, and I think that's one of the things that they've emphasized this year, that they're going to be calling a lot more.
So Gordon able to capitalize, knocks down the 3rd free throw, go 2 of 3 on that trip. As now Daniels over to Ford. Ford gives it off to Victory. Victory here on the near side. His pocket picked by Dubreeze. Dubreeze slows it up, looking for options. Has Adebayo up top. Oh, man, Adebayo throws it right into the waiting hands, though, of Earl, who throws it down. And Coach Fareed wants a full timeout to talk things over. That's got to be frustrating there. I think he had Coppin backdoor on the offensive end. However, Earl able to capitalize on the Bearcats' mistake and extend that lead back to 8 with 7:35. Baruch trail 35-27. You're watching Baruch basketball only on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
Yeah, so here we are, 7.5 minutes left. I think if you're Tamara, you're probably going to try to convince your team. You got a better ball control because we've seen maybe already a half a dozen situations where the ball is deflected or the ball's been stolen as they pass half court, and that just can't happen.
Yeah, Baruch have 9 turnovers here in the early going. The interesting part is 19 points off those turnovers, 19 of the 35 that the Falcons have. Additionally, you're letting the Falcons shoot 63%, so which plays right into that because, as we can see, when they get those turnovers in the last two that we've seen, easy dunks on the other end and easy baskets.
Well, let me tell you, that 63% isn't going to last all game. But that's even more of the reason why the Bearcats got to keep it close, because everybody has a run in the game. Everybody makes a run. The Bearcats have not even come close to a run. But eventually they're going to miss their shots, and if they continue to make some fouls. But this is where the Bearcats got to be very careful not to let this get any worse.
It's been a game of runs so far. And right now, Albertus Magnus, the hot team, have hit 6 of their last 7 field goals from the floor. Again, though, if they're as easy as that dunk from Earl, you're gonna make those. So now
he was very polite with that dunk. He didn't like bring it down as hard as he could with his height. He was very polite to the rim.
If I was 6'11", I can't say I would do the same. As Gordon shot blocked, they're gonna say one off Gordon last, and the ref will overrule, and it'll stay right there with the Bearcats.
Yeah, the Albertus bench believes the shot clock should reset, but it's not.
So it's Coppin now. He's got Earl on him. Coppin may have some weight on him, but not some size, as Coppin's hit hard. And that's going to send Coppin to the line to shoot 2. That's foul there is on Earl. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, one of the things about Coppin is he's one of our big guys, but he's only 6'3", and I got to give him credit going one-on-one with the 6'11" kid. He drew the foul, and that's really smart play.
Yeah, he definitely plays bigger than what he is listed as the box score, though, because as such an athletic player, he definitely has a good vertical on him, able to contend, and some size on him as well to contend with some of the other bigs that he goes up against.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one of the toughest jobs here on the roster because he's a starter. He's going to be in the paint, and 6'3", every once in a while is going to be a little bit tough to deal with. Mostly like a team like that. I think in CUNY you're fine. You'll be fine in the CUNYAC, but against this team it's a different story.
As Ford steps into a wide open 3, good ball movement here by the Falcons. Ball batted around. It's going to go off Sun last as he was fighting with Hunter underneath. And they'll have the Falcons, will have 20 seconds to shoot. Now Charlotte hands it over, to Kirkland. And they're going to call a touch foul there. And it's going to stay with the Falcons. They'll get a fresh 20.
Yeah, Tama having a word with the ref. Need a stop here.
Inbound to Charlotte. A little bit more than 13 gone here in the first half. Entrance pass inside. Yep, that's going to be a turnover, and it's going to go to the Bearcats as Ford and Hunter just not on the same page underneath. Sun on the far side wing takes the pick from Coppin. Cross-court pass. DeBreeze can't leave him open. Ford closes him down. Ooh, DeBreeze's shot just a bit short. Daniels on the rebound. He's quick to run the other way. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Sun's side out. Not a terrible foul, though, there, John, to kind of slow the momentum, because Daniels, when he gets ahead of steam, this guy gets moving.
I was just about to say, because had he not done that, it would have been a layup for him.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's not necessarily a bad foul in that situation.
And Daniels having a monster game already. 13 points from the field. 6 of 7 in 14 minutes of action, throwing a couple steals there as well. As Charlotte now has it. Ooh, Kirkland almost left it behind. He's working on Bailey. A little bit of a push there, it looked like, creating some space. However, shot was short. Bailey fighting for the rebound. And that's going to be a jump ball right underneath. So that's going to go back to the Falcons with 6:07 remaining, with an opportunity to extend their 7-point lead.
Yeah, tough spot there with the jump ball. Need some D here.
Inbound, almost went right through Kirkland's
and it hit the ref and stayed in.
Now Daniels trying to go over Sun and Adebayo. Shot way short. First bad shot selection we saw all night so far from Daniels. Charlotte on the offensive rebound. Ball swung around the perimeter. Kirkland's 3, no good. Daniels and Coppin fighting for it. Hard fall there from Daniels another player that's playing a bit above his 5'9" stature is Daniels, really fighting with some of the big guys underneath for rebounds.
Yeah, Daniels went really high, and I think he realizes that he might have even pulled something. He's kind of gingerly look his back. You could tell he kind of stretched a little bit too much on that play.
Kirkland, bounce pass up top. Ford looking at the basket, gives it back to Kirkland, going against Bailey, mid-range jumper. And it was Hunter on the rebound, however, loose ball. It's Sun going after it on the far side, and it's going to stay right there. 8 seconds to shoot for the Falcons. Charlotte Daniels, mid-range, has the open look, and he gets that one to go. Can't give him that one. He'll hit that every time, as we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, he's having a great day. Yeah, 6 of 8.
It's the largest lead of the ball game here for the Falcons, as Adebayo dealing with Charlotte. Crossover move, Adebayo into the lane. Cross-court pass over to Dubriz. Back to Adebayo. Little cross-court two-man game. Adebayo left it behind. Coppin over to Bailey. Sun's going to step into a three. And that one's a bit too strong. Rebounded there by Ford for the Falcons. And Daniels the other way. He's going to step into a three. And a big shot there. He knocks that one down. Foul there is going to be on Bailey. And that's going to send Daniels to the line for a 4-point play. Just when we didn't think we were going to see too many 4-point plays tonight. Albertus Magnus matching Baruch on that stat.
Well, Daniels has the green light, and if you're the coach, you're just telling him shoot, because 7 of 9.
And he's just so hot right now, right, John? So when on that play,
could do no wrong.
He's coming up strong. Bailey's on the back foot because he has the speed to get to the basket. When he says, all right, I'm going to pull up and shoot, Bailey just a little bit late on the closeout.
Yeah, 18 points, 8 of 10, 2 of 2 from 3. That's been one of the big factors so far.
Him and Ford both having really solid games. As Coppin looking for options, gives it off to Hare, who just checked back into the game. Reese also back in the game for the Bearcats. Hare over to Adebayo. Adebayo having the smaller Charlotte on him. One extra pass to Hare. Hare into the lane, loses it, got broken up. I think it was Daniels again from behind. Daniels open on the far side. Of course, he'll pull. Why wouldn't he? As he knocks down another three.
He is on fire.
He's their second leading scorer, a little over 16 per game. He's got 19 in 15 minutes. Check that. He has 22 in 15 minutes.
We've been talking about their height. He's 5'9", and he's leading the way. So
maybe Earl was just a distraction when we saw him step on the floor, as Adebayo gets his own rebound, and he finishes with the left hand.
Yeah, very smart play. Didn't lose his composure, put it right back up and in. Bearcats really needed those 2 points.
And the Bearcats have been fortunate because Kirkland, their leading scorer, is only 1 of 9 tonight. So if he starts getting going, as he takes a 3 ball there, shot off front iron, no good, make that 1 of 10. He could, and that's going to be a travel against Hare as he hits the deck.
Number 1, Nick Lamb, for place number 5, Daniel Hare, for the Bearcats lineup.
Bearcats need to take a deep breath. Still plenty of time to play basketball. We still haven't had our big run. But obviously, at this point, when everything's developing, we need to stop. Got to find a way to make a stop.
Hunter now has it up top for the Falcons. Yeah, you'd like to see them also maybe cut into this deficit a little bit before halftime, as Ford has it up top. Now Daniels here on the near side working on Reese. Crossover move. Daniels going to pull. Why not? He's super hot. Hits the stanchion, though, and it's going to go out of bounds back to the Bearcats with 3:17 remaining here in the first half. Baruch trail 44-30. So now it's Reese. Adebayo into the lane. Wild shot. No good. They're going to say it went off of Coppin last, and it's going to go back to the Falcons.
Yeah, 3 minutes left here. It's all about stops. The Bearcats are also, there's a lot of one-on-one going on. And I think they recognize that Albertus, and they're, pretty much defending it.
Ford, step back, free throw line jumper is good. Yeah, shooting 52% from the field right now are the Falcons, as Lamb now has it. Goes past his defender. Outside to Reese on the far side. Air ball. However, Cole Bailey on the rebound. Extra pass. Adebayo stepping into a three there. And the Bearcats desperately needed that one to go. It's 46-33.
Good pass around, finding the open player. Adebayo was more than confident in hitting the shot, and he did. Bearcats so badly needed that.
Bounce pass inside. Ball loose on the deck. Hunter goes up with it. And he's fouled on the way up, and that'll send him to the free throw line.
Fouls on number 20, Luke Reese. Reese first personal foul. The Bearcats 18 foul.
Taj Hunter, only a 33% free throw shooter on the season, so definitely one of the guys you want at the line if you're the Bearcats. As he knocks down the first. Dupree's into the game. Adebayo coming to the bench. And Hunter 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Jack Gordon still on the bench here with 2 fouls. He leads all Bearcats with 12 points so far this afternoon. And John, you'd have to assume the conversation at halftime is how do we slow down Tajon Daniels and Ray Ford Jr. in the second half if they have 34 combined.
Well, you know, our friend is the halftime whistle when that happens because whatever momentum they have, you know, you hope that that's it. And then second half, you have to kind of redo it all over again. But I still think the Bearcats have one run in them. The question is, you know, how much of a run is there going to be needed to get back into the game? And we were trailing by 15, and we really can't let this get any more out of control than what it is right now.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the Bearcats could somehow chip this to around 10 going into the break. Need a stop here, and Reese all over Daniels. And someone has to take this matchup personally as Daniels steps into a 3 there, and he knocks that one down. 25 points for Tajon Daniels here in the first half.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a very long time.
Lamb from the mid-range gets that one to go. Great job there by the Bearcats to answer. Crossover Daniels from the free throw line. Shot too strong. And now Dupree's up ahead to Bailey. Bailey right into the lane. Gives it over to Coppin. Coppin gets that one to go all the way around and down. It's 14 with 52 seconds left.
Yeah, 4 straight points. Need to stop and then come right back down and try to get a basket and go into the... To be honest, all things considering, it could have been a lot worse. They can just get a stop here.
So Kirkland now has it on the Bearcats symbol. Gives it over to Ford here on the near side. 10 seconds to shoot. Kirkland steps into a 3, and he gets that one to go. And the leading scorer for the Falcons gets his second basket of the night. Afternoon, check that. Now Reese now into the lane. Gives it over to Lamb. Lamb working in the paint. Gives it over to Coppin. His shot blocked. I think it was Pearson who got his hand on it. And now it's Daniels the other way. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Kirkland going to pull up a 3 from the near side. Shot no good. Lamb fighting for it. He gets the rebound, and that will do it for your first half of action. Baruch trail by 17, 54-37, and it's Tajon Daniels' game right now, and we're just watching it as he has 25 first half points.
He's having a career game. We got to look him up in terms of what is his best game, but you probably have to figure this has got to be one of them.
He's 10 of 14 from the field, a perfect 4 for 4 from downtown, and he's doing it on both ends. He already has 3 steals, leading all players so far.
Yeah, the Bearcats go back into the conference room, regroup. Still got another 20 minutes to play, and you got to hope the Falcons come out in the second half a little bit, hopefully colder than they did because they had a very hot first half.
Shot close to 53% from the field, including 7 of 14 from downtown. So really lights out, and then obviously with Daniels and Ford both pouring in the buckets, they've tied Baruch single-handedly just between them two. So where's the offense going to come from the Bearcats, and how do they slow down this high-powered Falcons defense? We'll have all those answers and more in the second half. We'll step aside. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
30.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. If you're just joining us, it has been the Tazon Daniels show. He's got 25 in the first half for the Falcons. Baruch trying to cut back into this deficit. They'll need to move quickly as they start with the ball here in the second half, now going right to left. And it'll be Adebayo up top. Crossover move, spinning into the lane. Floater, and he gets his first shot of the second half to go. And John Baruch are going to have to start trading baskets with stops in order to come back into this one.
That's a coach. That's what you want to see, scoring the first basket coming out of halftime.
And just like that, a stop on one end as it'll be Coppin quickly into the front court. Baruch trying to move quickly. Coppin right into the lane. High floating shot. No good, but Coppin will go to the line to shoot two.
You know, I've been personally complaining that sometimes I don't think we get the home team role. And one of the things I've noticed today between this game and the women's game is they haven't been getting the home team role. I feel like sometimes the visiting team gets those lucky bounces, but so far I'm not seeing that today. But on that one play now with Coppin, I wish the ball somehow would have found its way to drop.
That was going to be a difficult shot to hit regardless. However, Trevin Coppin, improved free throw shooter, shooting close to 80% on the season from the free throw line.
Solid player and only a sophomore.
Good on the second, already trusted by Coach Fareed and Coach Alisi last year in the starting five, this year consistently, as now Daniels into the front court. We mentioned him early and often in the first half as Hinnant now has it. Hand off to Daniels. Forward on the far side, trying to get it inside to Earl. Now it's Kirkland. Kirkland spinning, almost losing it on the way up. Kirkland, mid-range jumper, off glass, no good. Hinnant, he's fouled. They're gonna call the foul. I think DeBreeze had an argument for the jump ball, which would have.
I'm gonna sound like a homer, but that looked to me like he got all ball. Maybe it's just because of the fact that he wouldn't let the player shoot the ball because he had his hand on the ball, but that should be I don't know. I don't think that, you know.
So Hinnant only a 35% free throw shooter on the young season as he's off on the first. So definitely the guy that you want at the line if you're the Bearcats.
Like I said, I still think we got one big run in us. Question is how much are we going to have to overcome?
Baruch have already started the second half with a 4-0 run themselves. And off on the second, however, the ball's still loose. Okay, Coppin's able to corral it. I think it hit the underside of the rim as well at one point. Coppin now right into the lane. His shot blocked by Hinnant as Coppin tried to Euro step his way through the lane. So we'll stay right underneath with the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, Coppin just kind of looked at his teammates and pointed to his chest that was his fault.
I think he tried to go one-on-one and maybe rush the possession just a bit.
Well, that's the thing. He's 6'3", and we're probably playing a bigger team than we'll see. Trinity might be just as big. That will coming up next month. But, we also need the Bearcats to hit some long-range jumpers. We need to hit some big shots. Also, Jack got off to a good start. We need him to pick that up.
Yeah, got into a little bit of foul trouble late in the first half. Got his second personal. Coach Fareed brought him to the bench as now DeBreeze inside. Now Reese near side three.
Nice.
He gets that one to go. And just like that, what was once a 17-point lead is now down to 10, 54-44. Inside Earl going against Adebayo. Not sure where the foul was there, but Earl trying to work against the 6'7" Adebayo, and that'll send him to the line to shoot two.
One thing that annoys me sometimes is you'll have these players that will have their hands up, and then the player shooting will try to force a shot and kind of run into the player with his hands up, and they'll call the foul on the player with his hands up. But what about the player that forced that shot by running into the player with his hands up? Hope I'm making sense, but you see that so much in basketball where a guy will just stand there and a guy can't finish making a shot. But that should be credit to a good defender not letting him make that shot. But instead, they always call the foul.
Earl, luckily for the Bearcats, Earl misses the first and hits the second, only a 66% free throw shooter on the season. Inbound there to DeBreeze. Dangerous, though. Daniels flies right by Adebayo. Adebayo runs into Earl. No call there. Now it's Ford the other way. Ford off the glass to Earl. Oh, he almost threw that one down. No avail, though. It's coming the other way for the Bearcats. Adebayo looking for options. Has DeBreeze a wide open three. Dubri's around and out. No good. Hit it. Gets fouled on the rebound. John, that play on the other end would have been ridiculous off the glass.
Well, look, that would have been nice for the highlight reel to put up on social media, but it didn't work, and the coach, Mitch Oliver, is not happy because that's a missed 2 points they had right there.
Yeah, they had a 2-on-1 as well, right? I mean, it was also Earl kind of had to throw it around down over the defender. Did not work. You rarely see that, though, in game. That was some schoolyard-type ball as now Daniels out to Earl on the far side. Closed out by Reese, just a bit slow. And the lead's extended back to 14. 4 straight points for Earl.
Well, I got to give him some credit. When he made the pass, he put himself in the position to get to the corner in case he got the return pass to be open for a 3, and he nailed it. So that's some smart basketball right there.
Kirkland draped all over Gordon. The reach there is going to be on Daniels. Nope, they're going to call it on Kirkland, as he was just a little too handsy. Foul there. It's going to be his first. It'll be Reese to inbound underneath. And Coppin working against the smaller Daniels.
Yeah, there was no way Daniels is going to stop him. He's just much stronger. That wasn't about height. That was just, he wasn't going to stop him. He was just too strong.
The positioning got the inbounds right under the basket. Now Daniels working against Reese. Daniels into the lane. Left hand shot no good. That'll send Daniels to the line for free throws.
Well, I suppose if there's a positive to all these free throws is that you hope if they make only 1 of 2, that could help us. But in the first half, they were hitting a lot of threes. They had a few easy dunks. It seems so far they spent more time on the free throw line than they have trying to create their own shots.
As Daniels good on the first.
31, Adebayo in the Bearcats lineup.
And 2 of 2 from this trip to the line. So it's back to 14, 60-46. Coming in on 3 minutes gone here in the second half. It's your second game of your non-conference doubleheader for the Bearcats. And Gordon gets the ball knocked out of his hands.
That is such a huge thing for them to have a guy 6'11" like that who can really run the court. That is such an advantage for Albertus Magnus.
Dubri's outside to Bailey. Bailey open 3 over the outstretched arms of Earl, and he knocks that one down. Baruch needed that. It's an 11-point game. Baruch slowly trying to chip into this deficit. Already +6 here in the second half. And Daniels, again, can't leave him open. I mean, you can see how frustrating that is for Coach Fareed as Daniels knocks down another 3. He's up to 30.
Yeah, and I think he missed. I think he missed his last game. The game before that, he had 31.
As a 3 there by Dubri's. Answers on the other end. Raining 3s here on both ends at the Arc Arena. It was Bailey, it was Daniels, it was Dubri's. It's 63-52. Daniels now trying to turn the corner. Oh, he got his pocket pick. Nope, they're going to say. They said it was a foul.
But what I liked about that play with DeVries is despite all the pressure he had thrown at him, he still calmly took that 3 and made the shot. He's only a sophomore. He's got a lot of basketball to learn, but at that moment, that's a very big moment. He had a great game earlier this year and a big win at SUNY Maritime.
And it's going to be an offensive foul on the, I think it's going to be Hinnon underneath. Yep. So Baruch have a chance here to cut the deficit to single digits. Strong start. Whatever Coach Fareed told them at halftime has definitely been working here in the first 4 minutes of action in the second half as Gordon gets it, gives it over to Bailey on the far side. Seeing a little bit more of Cole Bailey here in the early portion of this half. Bounce pass now to Coppin. He loses it on the way through. Abe trying to corral it. Can't do so, and it's going to go back to the Falcons.
Yeah, that has to be frustrating. You know, trying to get this lead under 10, you just can't do it.
Adebayo will come in for Coppin now. At least for the Bearcats right now, it seems to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back, so they're gaining some ground. Forward now, over to Kirkland. Kirkland quickly double-teamed. Oh, almost stolen. It is stolen.
It is stolen.
And it's going to be a jump ball. Ooh, I think they were trying to get the timeout and to no avail.
Yeah.
Jump ball here for...
I don't
and
think
they'll stay with
the ref,
Albertus Magnus. Sorry, John.
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't think the ref heard because the ball was in front of their bench, and I don't think they heard Tammer from the other side of the court. I think that's why.
Also dangerous. That's already Jack Reese's 4th foul here. Excuse me, Luke Reese. Sorry. And the floater there by Ford is good, and Coach Oliver wants to talk things over. So a little more than 4 minutes gone here. Baruch have chiseled the deficit to 13, what was once 17. They trail 65-52. They'll have the ball once we come out of the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, we scored, the first 7 points to come out of the half. That was a positive, but I still think we're going to get one big run, but we just got to figure out a way to get this lead under double digits. And I think the bright spot that we saw was we hit some good shots. We hit some good threes. We just got to find a few more. And, again, like I said, they have a lot of height. They're very fast, too. Maybe the fastest team we've seen this year. And that's even more reason to try to hit those long-range jumpers and kind of bring them out.
Got to slow up the tempo, especially off the misses, right? The misses will let play right into how the Falcons want to play at a quick pace.
They want to play at a quick pace. It benefits them with their speed and their height, but we got to hit some threes. We got to get this lead under 10. Look, plenty of time left. It's only 15 and a half minutes. It's a lifetime in basketball.
And I want to correct myself. Luke Reed, only playing with 2 fouls, not 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is an issue with the scoreboard, the player fouls. We had that issue, yeah. But we also have to pay attention to that because there's been an issue today with the player fouls on the scoreboard. They seem to be off by 1 or 2 that we got to look into at another time.
The foul there was on Earl. That's his 3rd. And Adebayo at the line for 2 as Lamb will check into the game. After not playing last game, seeing extended minutes here tonight is Nicholas Lamb. And Adebayo goes 2 of 2 as Sun will check into the game. Reese to the bench. And the Bearcats setting up in the full court press. Daniels able to go right past Sun. Good switch there by Lamb, though, and Sun as Lamb able to cut Daniels off. Forward now over Sun. Floater no good. Bailey on the rebound. Baruch needing a stop there. But once again able to cut it to a single-digit deficit. DeBreeze trying to go past Charlotte. And it's going to go off of, I think it's going to go off DeBreeze last, and it's going to go back to the Falcons. He was almost playing it, though, John, like he thought it went off the Falcons last.
Yeah, it unfortunately went off for him last. Those are the possessions that we can't lose that way. Again, there might be a lot of time on the clock, but got to take advantage of our opportunities to score.
Earl into the lane, and one is able to finish through the contact. And they're going to call that on Bailey. That's going to be his 3rd. And Earl knocks it down. So a 3-point play gets it back to 14. Bit of a 5-0 run there, John, with the turnover on one end.
Yeah.
And then the 3-point play on the other. As Sun takes his eye off, and Daniels going coast to coast here and lays it in. And just like that, he's out. He has 32 points, his new season high, with 14:30 remaining here in the ballgame. Lamb getting clamped here by Ford. Lamb has to give it off to DeBreeze. DeBreeze trying to turn the corner, nothing there. Crossover move, 12 to shoot. DeBreeze from the mid-range.
Nice.
Wow. What a shot. And you can see Ford throw up his hands in frustration. Great defense, even better offense there from Dubreeze.
Yeah, that was not an easy shot, and he took care of business.
As Daniels beats Sun to the basket and finishes with the right hand. Dubreeze steps into a three, too strong. Rebounded there by Kirkland. Kirkland gives it off to Ford. Ford will slow things down here on the offensive end. Lamb out on him. Ford on the Bearcat symbol. Crossover move. Ford goes left. Floater in the lane. Gets it to go. And the foul.
Jersey City kid, Ford.
Jack Gordon and Trayvon Topham replace Peter DeBree and Cole Bailey in Burdick's lineup.
Yeah, the frustration is this wipes out the good start that we had here in the second half.
And the free throw there by Ford, no good. So it's an 18-point deficit here for the Bearcats. Moments ago, close to getting it down to single digits, but it's a 9-2 run in the last 2 minutes as Albertus Magnus has hit their 7 of their last 8 field goals. The Sun wanted a call, nothing doing there. Throws it up to Earl from Ford, and that kind of just puts a statement on what's happening right now as Coach Fareed wants to talk things over. And to your point, John, it's very rare we get a team that comes in here that can play so much above the rim.
They really do. Even when they take shots, their players, they just...
A lot of vertical.
A lot of vertical. You know, like I said, the athleticism, I think the word we want to use is the athleticism of this team. I haven't seen a team like that in a while. I think maybe 2 years ago, Old Westbury impressed me with that style. They just were very fast and strong and quick. Look, you know, Albertus Magnus, you know, I don't know top to bottom what the conference is like this year, the GNAC. Like I said, they always seem to have a team every year. That's a very good team, and, you know, but, you know, you look at them, they lost by what, 7 to Swarthmore, which tends to be a perennial. Babson a few years ago was in the top 10, and they lost to them by 4, came back, beat Clark, and then they lost to Westfield State. They beat, obviously, the Lehman by 8. That's tough. Rutgers Newark, they handily beat them. They already beat one of our conference teams, 88-54, Purchase. So you look at their results over the last 5 games, it looks like they've been beating their opponents by close to 20 to 25 points on average.
Yeah, not too many close games in that run. Lehman the closest, that 8-point win at Lehman. So they're really just running through the through the CUNYAC.
Well, you know what it is a lot of times you want to play a lot of regional basketball. You want to play teams that, you know, this isn't Division I where you're going to Massachusetts and then maybe 2 weeks later you got to go to Baltimore, you got to go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know, it sets in your best interest to play within, let's say, a 90-minute or 2-hour range. Yeah.
And a turnover there for the Bearcats. Daniels the other way, leaks out, and he's able to lay it in. In the last few minutes, John, maybe just a bit indicative of how the game's gone for the Bearcats.
Yeah. Well, I was saying early on, you know, they were spending most of their time at the free throw line, but now they've gone back to their passing and their creativity.
And a turnover there for the Bearcats. Adebayo trying to hit Coppin. Now it's Ford on the far side, looking for options, has Earls underneath, and Earl just hammers it home.
Well, what Earl did at that point is he saw that his teammate had the ball. He saw that the paint was open, and he just was in the right place at the right time. Again, basketball IQ.
Cross-court pass. Gordon going to step into a 3.
Nice.
Trying to end the bleeding, and he does as he knocks down a big 3 there. It's back down to 21, 80-59. 12 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Baruch needs stops. Ooh, Daniels, crossover move, step through. Oh. Hope Hare's okay. He is. Wow, that could have been way worse than it was. He got Hare off the ground.
You know what's amazing? We're shooting 55%. It's not like we're having a bad day shooting. But I think it speaks a lot to the fact that they're shooting 57%.
Shots for Tayson Daniels.
Yeah.
The big difference right now, minus 12 in turnovers for the Bearcats. 19 turnovers and a remarkable 38 points off those turnovers for Albertus Magnus. I mean, it's almost unheard of to score that well off of turnovers. Gordon stepping into another three. Shot no good. Coppin gets the rebound. And he'll lay it in.
He's such a strong player in the paint, you know. Again, only a sophomore. The best is still to come with him and DeVries and Lamb and Gordon. There's an exciting future ahead for Brook basketball.
Earl in the lane, hop step, can't hit. Coppin bats it out, ball's still loose. The foul there is going to be on Daniels. That's going to be his first. Check that, actually, it's going to be his second. Daniels having a career game, 38 in 29 minutes. Lamb now underneath the hair, looking for options. Adebayo's going to pull a three far side. He gets that one.
Bang, as Mandeep would like to say. And the great Mike Breen. Well, look, we're having a feel-good minute here. Now can we build on it?
Adebayo's got 16 in 24 minutes of action. Charlotte, who just checked into the game for the Falcons, has the ball. Pull up Daniels, free throw line. I mean, he's a walking bucket right now.
15 of 19, 38 points. That might be his career high.
Make that 40 points. As Lamb thinks about the three, working on Ford. Lamb into the lane, looking for options, finds backdoor Gordon. Nice find
Smart
there.
Play. How many times have I said it today? A little basketball IQ will make up for a lot of the frustration. I mean, Jack, again, was smart enough to know where to go, and Lamb was paying attention.
You know, we talked about it, John, the turnovers right now being the difference. 56 shot attempts for the Falcons, while the Bearcats only have 42.
And they've got 84 points as we get through the midway stage of the second half.
Yeah, easily looking to put up triple digits tonight. The Bearcats need some stops. So DeVries, Reese back into the game. Adebayo and Hare come to the bench.
Daniel Hare and Blaine Adebayo in the Bearcats lineup.
So it's 86-66. Gordon into the lane, looking for options. Finds the cutter, going back door. Lamb, I don't know if he got a shot blocked or he just altered a shot because he saw Earl was coming. Earl has the ball. Now it's to Daniels on the near side, right into the lane. Cross-court pass. Charlotte on the far side. His three no good. Coppin comes away with the rebound. Daniel tried to get a hand in there, shot to no avail. Bounce pass to Lamb. Lamb going in baseline, going in strong, can't finish. And it's Ford on the rebound.
Well, it was a good try, but it's just, you know, most nights you could probably make that play, but not with this team with this height, you know. Sometimes it might be better just to take a step back and just try to take a shot.
Charlotte trying to post up on Reese. Reese knocks that one out of bounds. Good defense there. And it'll stay with the Falcons underneath. Three here. Kirkland, near side wing. Shot off front iron, no good. Lamb able to corral that rebound. Ooh, nice move there by Gordon. He's fouled as he tries to step through. And that'll be the 7th team foul. Check that, that'll be the 6th team foul So Baruch not quite yet in the bonus.
If you're the Bearcats, don't pay attention to the scoreboard. Let's just try to get some productivity. Every single basket, let's find a point, a three, or just a jumper.
Dubriz now, 3 there, no good. Coppin on the offensive rebound. Coppin going baseline, finishing with the right hand at the basket. 86-68. Daniels hop step into the lane, gives it out to Ford, near side. Step back jumper from the mid-range. So gets that one to hit the bottom of the twine.
Yeah, he's had a solid game too, and he's a local kid. He's got some people probably in the stands watching him play, making the trip across the Hudson River to go see him play here in New York City. 18
points on 8 of 11 shooting. It's Daniels going coast to coast and lays it in. He's got 42.
Was he limping off, or he was just running off?
Who?
Daniels. After he made that play. I wondered. No, there's no timeout, but I looked like Daniels was running off the court after that layup. And I think he's okay. That's what you want to hear if you're an Albertus Magnus fan, to hear. But, hey, look at that. 16 of 20, 5 of 6 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He also has 6 steals. Those are numbers that will get you up for consideration for United States Basketball Writers Player of the Week stuff.
As Sun gets blocked by Earl coming through. Now it's Ford on the far side. Shot no good. High rebound. Reese up ahead to Sun, who lays it in, can't finish. Foul there, I think it's going to be on number 4. Ford, yep. And that'll send Sun to the line to shoot 2.
Number 4, Ford Jr., his second. 17 fouls.
Yeah, full timeout.
They've got a full timeout now called by the Falcons. The latest information, schedule, scores, results, videos, and
So 22-point game, 7.5 remaining. It'll be Sun at the line to shoot. After both teams break the huddle, you're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
Yeah, so we go into the final exam break. Obviously, also the holidays. Tamara will have the kids probably a day or two before Christmas. Get back into the mood. Then they're going out to Pennsylvania for the DeSales tournament. And then January the 3rd, if you're listening and you're a Bearcat fan, we're going to be hosting, it'll be a doubleheader. The girls will start off at 1 against St. Joseph's, Long Island. Always a very good, tough opponent. And then at 3 o'clock, the men are playing the defending national champions. And, obviously it says a lot about the fact that we've got those type of teams that are willing to come here and play. Gives them a chance to play in New York City as well. And that's going to be a nice game for us. But, I was telling this to a lot of our fall coaches, and I'll say the same thing as well for Tamara, and it really is the truth. And I'm sure you can say the same thing about Albertus Magnus. No one remembers November or December. Once you start getting into conference play, that's ultimately the standings that matters the most. You want to have those wins so that perhaps you can do yourself a favor if you make a postseason tournament and you have those type of wins. But ultimately, it's really about getting this team ready for the conference schedule. And you want to be clicking on all cylinders once you start getting into early February. I always like to say when it's Super Bowl time, I'm gonna be like Joe Stolze here with the NFL Rev. When it's Super Bowl time, right around that early February, that's when you want your team to be most ready, most prepared, and they understand the game plan. That's really the most important part of the season.
Unfortunately for the Bearcats, already 2-0 in conference play. Well, the men's team is.
Yeah. And 2 good wins. They went up, they played Hunter. Good win. Medgar was not easy by any means. They made it tough, But at the end of the day, we get the 2 wins.
And Sun can't hit the second, so Hinnett, who's back into the game, playing with 4 fouls, pulls down the rebound. Now Victory to push it into the front court.
Yeah, and it's also different this year about Kuniak, as we see Earl.
And he forces that through Adebayo and Gordon. Don't really have an answer for him.
Like I said, there aren't many kids, even 6'10". He's 6'11". I have to check his background. I'm not sure if maybe he's a transfer, but There's just not that many kids with his ability that are playing Division III. Usually they're at a higher level. So it's a great job by Albertus Magnus to get him to come to their program because, I mean, he's the first player that your point guard meets when you cross half court.
Yeah.
I mean, think about what he offers. I mean, that is very unique.
Kick ball there, so it'll stay with the Falcons side out.
Yeah, and one thing to say about the CUNYAC schedule, of course, usually we only play one CUNY game before the break. This year, the coaches and the staff wanted to play at least 2 games, and that's why we already have 2 games in the book. Next year, based on the block, it's supposed to be 3 games. That Tuesday before Thanksgiving, as of now, is a block date. Finally, in and out, one of these easy shots. But next year, of course, we have a new team coming into the league, New Jersey City. And obviously they're going to be, and they're very strong. They play in one of the best conferences in the country, the New Jersey Athletic Conference. So now they're coming into our league.
And it's nice to see the expansion of the conference.
It really is, and there may be more to come.
We've been at 7 since Staten Island left.
So around 7, in terms of playing 7 teams. 8 total. We've got 7 opponents. It's really necessary, I think, to add to your membership.
As Hinnick can't hit from the mid-range. Now it's Hare the other way, going right to left. Sun hop step straight on Dubri's 3. And he gets that one to go. It's back to 20. A little under 6 minutes remaining here in the ball game.
Peter could shoot. And again, he's only a sophomore. There's a lot of great days to come with him. But I like the fact that he took the shot calmly and was very confident with it. But, yeah, the CUNY League, like we said, we've got New Jersey City set to join next year. And there's been some talk, again, this is what's been said in the public about perhaps some other teams. They're going to be rebranding the CUNYAC also, by the way. It will no longer be the CUNY Athletic Conference in a few years.
As Sun knocks down a 3
Nice.
here.
Don't look at the scoreboard. Let's just go possession by possession and try to keep something positive in every possession.
So back-to-back threes by Dubri's and Sun.
It's also helping that Daniels is on the bench because he brings an element of that we've had a very hard time dealing with.
I assume if you're Coach Oliver, you're hoping you didn't have to put him back into this ball game. As now Earl looks at the basket, hop step into the lane. Wow! Throws it down, maybe over Adebayo there. That was a huge dunk.
Yeah, that was. That's just a. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's just his ability.
Spin move inside, and Adebayo finished with the left hand.
Yeah, I'm looking at his bio to check up on his head. Yeah, it says his background, Mohawk Valley, CC. I don't know if that's community college. But he's a heck of a player. I mean, they've got a good team here. I think if you're Coach Mitch Oliver, this is your 19th season, you've got to be excited with what you have.
And Ford crossing over, working against Dubri's. Outside to Victory on the far side. Steps out of bounds. Would have been a shot clock violation either way. And it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, we're trying to find some background on him. Like I said, possession. Let's find some positivity. Let's make a good play in every possession, and let's kind of end it that way.
And nice finish there by Adebayo. As Coach Freed wants to talk things over, it's back to 15. So Bearcats maybe are going on a bit of a run here late, trying to make it interesting here in the final 3:30. And it's going to be a full timeout for the Bearcats.
Again, forget about the scoreboard. Make every possession count. Let's get a free throw, a 3, a 2-pointer. Let's get a steal. I think that's what you want right now.
3 and 2. 2 and 3. 2 and 3.
So yeah, like I said, I think we have to be very happy with our good start in CUNYAC. I think it's important for these kids now. Next week they're going to shift to, obviously, the finals, which is why they're here at school. And Baruch, of course, as you know, terrific academic school. And then, like I said, right before Christmas, get back into the gym. Let's burn off those Christmas calories, and let's get ready because, again, go right away to DeSales. Never an easy team. They've been here the last few years. We've played at their place the last few years. And then we get into the heart of the schedule. I think the first game is Brooklyn, if I believe. Yeah, we start off with Brooklyn, then we host John Jay, and obviously we're going to we look forward to John Jay, of course, has a new coach. Their coach, Ryan, is now an assistant at Fordham, the one who led them to the championship last year. And, again, it becomes about the CUNY League. There's no more non-conference games. The only standings that matter is the CUNY Athletic Conference League.
And we've consistently been as good as anyone.
We have been. Us and Lehman. I think John Jay, obviously, is now in that conversation.
And that game against John Jay on the 10th of
Alumni Day.
Of January, is going to be Alumni Day. So it's going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, John, a 12 p.m. start and then followed by a 4 p.m. start as we have Alumni Day festivities in between.
Yeah, the women 12, the men 4, little alumni game before that, as well as the reception. It's always a good time to come back. I like to do the same thing with my alma mater, Manhattan. You always want to go back on campus and for an afternoon relive the good times.
So that means every game for me is basically Alumni Day.
It is, of course.
As Sun ahead of the pack here. Nice little Euro step to cut through, and again, chopping away at this lead. Slowly but surely, the Bearcats are getting back into it.
Forget about the scoreboard.
Daniels had to come back into the game.
Possession to possession. They brought back Daniels because the coach doesn't like the fact that this is getting too close to call for him.
He has the ball in his hands now. It's over to Hinnett. Earl, jab step. Adebayo out on him. Victory calling for it. Earl trying to clear out. 10 to shoot. Daniels now coming across around the screen. Smart move here, John, too. Get Gordon out on Daniels. We haven't really seen too much of that. 3 ball here by Daniels off right iron. No good. That's out of bounds. It's going back to the Bearcats.
Again, let's get some positivity out of this next possession. Let's get a good basket here.
And while we were talking about other dates to keep on your calendar, February 5th against Hunter, hosting Hunter, will be our Battle of Lexington, followed by the last home game of the season, at least regular season. Hopefully we'll be able to host the quarterfinal game in the playoffs. Will be against York College. That will be Bearcat Appreciation Day. That's the third to last game of the season. So now DuBreeze turns the corner into the lane, looking for options. DuBreeze, push shot, no good. Hare on the offensive rebound.
Good effort.
Looking for options, gives out to Sun. Sun, crossover move, loses it, gives it over to Gordon. Gordon now into the lane. Floater with the left hand, can't finish. Gets his own rebound. He could have gotten the ad one so close. You could see the frustration, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You don't have to tell Jack on that play how frustrating it is. He was more frustrated than all of us. But, I think that speaks to just how hard it is in the paint when you're dealing with that athleticism. It's not easy. It may look easy to us, but believe me, it's not easy. Especially now, he's been out there playing for, we've been talking a good 38 minutes, and it's just there's been nothing slow about this game, David. It's been fast. It's been hard. And this is why off-season conditioning is important, because you got to find that extra strength. And
you're banging bodies with this big Albertus Magnus team. Earl 6'11", Hinnett 6'7", as Gordon can't hit the second. Ford working on Hare. Hare covering him up. Double team comes. Now it's Kirkland back to Ford.
Let's get a good defensive stop here.
The Falcons can take this down to within a minute 45. Daniels now inside to Earl. Here comes the double team. Outside to Daniels, 5 to shoot. Cross-court pass to Ford in the corner. He'll pull the 3. Ooh, ugly-looking shot as DuBreeze runs down the rebound to Adebayo. Goes past Ford now to Hare. Hare into the lane. Gives Adebayo. And Hare kind of occupying the same space. DuBreeze, 3 ball, no good. Good box out there by Earl. So Daniels can rip down the rebound. Foul there is going to be on Gordon, and that'll send Daniels to the line to shoot 2.
That was a good shot by DeVries. That's what we wanted. Just didn't drop that time, but that's the type of shot you want him taking. Look, we're not very happy with the scoreboard, and quite frankly, 5 minutes ago, they had 88 points, and it looked like they were going to, kind of maybe score a lot more points than they are now. So at least in the last few minutes, we've managed to kind of, keep it quiet. But look, this point guard here is a good player. He's a very good player. He's having a career day. 31 in his last game, 42 so far this afternoon. It's just hard to defend a player that's got that ability to do that.
And he's up to 44 now with those 2 free throws. And the foul there is going to be on 21. That's Kirkland.
Yeah, that's his 4th.
And the team's 9th. 101 for Lady Adebayo.
Again, forget about the scoreboard. Let's just get a positive something out of every possession.
As Adebayo can't hit the free throw. Now, minute and 15 remaining. It'll be Daniels to walk it up. Hare over him. Double team comes. Daniels looks like he may give a little push there. Kirkland to Ford, back to Kirkland. Kirkland over to Earl. Earl thinks about the shot. He'll kick it back out to Ford. 7, 6, 5. Got to move. Ford over to Earl, who throws it down on the weak side.
Yeah, that was a set play, the way they waited until it was 6 seconds left. And, again, Earl just kind of was waiting by the baseline. As soon as he kind of made his way to the middle of the paint, he knew to step in and be available for the pass. That was totally a set-up play that they probably run when there's 5 or 6 seconds left.
Bailey outside to Hare. Rook have to get something up here.
Yeah, let's just go for
Rebounded there by Hare.
Keep going.
Don't know what's going on here, really. Gordon lays it in with the left hand. It's like they heard the buzzer and everyone stopped playing basketball. And that should do it here. And Albertus Magnus going to go into finals break with a 6-game winning streak as they defeat Baruch tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, 98-84 here at the Arc Arena.
Yeah, I mean, you had one of their players that shot 16 of 22, finishes with 44. You had another player that shot 9 of 12. You know, that's 75%. He had 23 points. This was just a very good team, very fast team, and as we've said already, we know about their height. And, having said that, we shot 51%. 51% on most nights is not bad. But unfortunately tonight, it's just very hard to defend a team that only shot 52%. But again, they just have the ability. They have certain abilities that we just don't see. So listen, Albertus Magnus, if you're a player, I'm sure the coaches are going to judge this whole season on one game. He's going to make sure the players come back down to earth at the next practice and remind them that there's still a lot of basketball to be played. But he has to be very encouraged. And if I'm Tamara, I think, this is we had like you said, 2-0 in Cuniac. We played a very difficult schedule. Kids need to concentrate on the academics coming up, the exams, and then later this month, let's just start all over because, like I said, nobody remembers November and December.
Yeah.
They're only going to remember what goes on in January and February.
And to your point, John, I think they have to be a little bit tighter defensively. Letting up 52%, not great, but you could also argue that you can score 84 points and you're going to win on most nights.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning of the game, I thought there were a lot of the ball control when the ball would cross half court was, they had a lot of steals, especially, their point guard. But I think we managed to cut down that as we got through the second half. I think it wasn't so much about them, having so many fast break layups by themselves. But as you could tell, they have some players that really know where everybody is on the court. And sometimes when you have an experienced team like they have with Albertus, that makes a difference. I mean, the guy Earl knows where to be on the court when he sees one of his teammates with the ball. They're kind of in sync like that. And it takes a little bit of time to get there. But we have a very young team. I don't think that we should be down. I think no one's happy to lose. But there's a great future ahead. Tamar's done a great job. We still managed to score 84 points against a very good team. They did not score 100 on us. And again, I think it was like 7 minutes left, and they had 88 points.
Yeah.
I remember thinking to myself, oh, are they going to run us out of the gym? And that didn't happen, so I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. But, again, it's over. You move on. You take the positives of the fact that you went toe-to-toe. And
you outscored them in the second half.
Yeah. I think those are the positives. And, look, I think what's important now is just, go home, relax, watch out for all the Santa Clauses outside in the street on Santa Day. And by the way, let's be careful with this little snowstorm. I can't remember the last time New York City's ever had like 2 or more inches of a storm. I think it's got to be at least 4 or 5 years.
We'll get a nice wintry mix tonight. But, Baruch really just on the wrong end of a superstar performance from Tazon Daniels. So that'll do it for us. Unfortunately, the Bearcats losing out on both games of the doubleheader. The women fell to Notre Dame, Maryland, 70-54. The men falling to Albertus Magnus, 98-84. We'll be off for a couple of weeks for finals before we get back into it around the new year.
Yeah, we'll be back here on December the 30th, a 12 o'clock game. It's what we call a kind of a matinee before. It'll be the Tuesday before New Year's, and the girls will be back home here again, and then they're going to be back home here again on January the 3rd. So a lot of home games this year for the girls, and obviously the guys, they'll be getting ready to go to the DeSales tournament. Always nice little trip. You always like it. We're mostly a commuter school here, so you like it when the players get a trip. It's a chance for some team bonding and a chance to kind of spend some time together. But again, let's get ready for January and February because that's when it's really going to count the most.
So that will do it for us here at the Arc Arena. This broadcast has been in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department. For John Navis, I'm David Just. Have a great weekend, New York.